My name is Rubens Charles Marcel. I'm known in the sport of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as a Cobrinha. I grew up in a really tough neighborhood. I have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and with me it's 5. And my mom, she was working super hard, and then she always telling me, if you want something, you have to work hard. Anything you're gonna do in your life, anything you pick, you decide to do, you gotta work hard. I started playing soccer first. Then I had the nickname a long time ago, the Maradona, just because of the way I was playing, because of my legs. I started in capoeira when I was 7 years old. I did capoeira for 14 years. One day a friend of mine, he has a taekwondo school, and I used to teach over there, capoeira, and he said, Cobrinha, I just trained jiu-jitsu one day. You should come, because the way I felt over there, I'm sure you're gonna feel the same way. I said, what do you mean? He's saying, Cobrinha, I have been training taekwondo for years and years and years. I got over there in jiu-jitsu, and the little kid just turned me around. He tapped me like a couple of times. I couldn't do anything. Come just one day. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna come one day. Start training with him. I say, no, let's see, this kid is really good. I have been doing capoeira for years and years and years. I'll be able to, not being arrogant or anything. I say, no, come on, I have been doing jiu-jitsu. This kid's gonna be, twist me and then make me tap, or no, it's not gonna happen. And then that happened. I couldn't do anything with this kid. And then I start practicing more jiu-jitsu, practicing, and I start falling in love in the sport, and little by little, living in capoeira on the side. I started in jiu-jitsu when I was 20. People think I started late in jiu-jitsu, but how about my 14 years I did in capoeira, right? That helped me, and it's still helping me in this day, which we still have the workout here every Saturday to help people who wants to take advantage, right? Some people take advantage, some people don't take advantage, but it's fine. I was 17. I had a girlfriend. She got pregnant, right? Without us making the plans. I was kind of like lost. And I had a lot of friends in my life. I thought they were good friends of mine. And they were coming to me saying, you are in trouble. All you need to do, work, right? To pay child support and to help your kid. That's all you need to do now. I went to my mom, and then she said, it's okay, just relax. Everything's gonna be okay, trust me. And then I used to deliver newspapers. And I say, I have to get a professional, a really good professional. That way, I can help this kid as well. A friend of mine, he used to work in a bakery. And I went to him, I said, listen, talk to your boss, please. I don't know anything about bakery, but all I have over here, I'm a hard work, and I know I can learn this fast. But listen, I'm not asking for money, I'm not asking for anything for now. All I'm asking for now is just you guys giving me the opportunity. He went there, he spoke to his boss, and his boss said, yeah, it's okay, but listen, tell him he's gonna sign the agreement. I'm not gonna pay him anything. I said, no problem. And I was going there 5 and 4 a.m. to help this guy, just to learn. One day, the boss came to me and said, listen, Rubens, we have a problem over here, and I need your help. So the chef is not gonna come tomorrow. One lady over here, she needs a cake. Can you make all the stuff he has been making? I said, yes, I can do it. When the opportunity is there, try to grab it, because sometimes it knocks the one door one time. I started making everything. I saw the cake was uneven, and I couldn't fix it. And I said, when the boss, when he comes in, he's gonna fire me. And then he came in, he looked at, and he was quiet, he didn't say anything for a minute. He said, congratulations, good job, wow. I'm super impressed. And then he asked me, do you want to become a chef of this bakery? So if you accept to become a chef of my bakery, what I'm going to do, I'm going to send you to the school to become a chef. Yes. I said, yes. Sometimes you have to volunteer yourself like I did. He sent me to the school to become chef. I became one of the best chefs in my town because, then I started to put a passion and dedicated. And then from there, I learned a good system in bakery, which is I apply for jiu-jitsu in my whole life. Everything has to be a recipe. You find a recipe, you create a recipe, stick with it. Don't change too much. We don't modify that much that recipe. We measure every single ingredient there. Salt, sugar, whatever is the system. That's what I learned over there, and I apply for my whole life. And it has been helping me big time. Because again, people has a recipe, and then what they want to do, before they master it, they want to change everything. No, it's not going to work. Sometimes you can transfer the negative, right, things in the positive, just the way I did. And then every time the cream left over, I was saving everything, right, to do the decoration. And then when the chef leaves, I was there practicing, drilling, boom, boom, and then clean it and go back again. I was doing over and over and over. That's another thing I learned from the bakery as well. How you drill over, keep drilling. I mean, it's never enough, right? Your technique will never come perfect, right? But at least you know you have the muscle memory. Then I started making cakes for everybody, right, and my neighborhood. Those guys were telling me, Cobrina, why you're doing this? Why you still work over there in the bakery? Look at your cakes. Look what you make. Open your own bakery. I say, you know what? Maybe they're right. So I opened my bakery and I started suffering because I was working 4 a.m. to 11 p.m., but every single day. With this bakery, I kept training Jiu-Jitsu as well. And I was about saying, no, I can't do this anymore, right? And then I have a passion, right, in Jiu-Jitsu. I want to keep competing in Jiu-Jitsu, having, right, my bakery. My instructor, he came to me and said, Cobrina, we had the competition in São Paulo. And he said, how can we arrange everything over here for you to go and leave your bakery today for 2 days? For 2 days. And I was exhausted, right? I say, no, I think it's a great idea. I think I'm gonna do this, but I'm not training that much to compete as a brown belt. And he said, but I think you should do it. I think you should do it anyway. Just go over there, let's have fun, and then let's see how it goes. And I went there, I went all the way to the final, and then I lost in the final, right? And for me, it was devastating. I said, oh, see, I didn't prepare myself well. And he was, oh, come on, you went to the final. You were not training the way you're supposed to. And you went all the way to the final. And I was there, down to myself, thinking what I'm going to do next in my life. I was thinking, I'm going to stick this just with this bakery and leave Jiu-Jitsu on the side because, to be doing both is going to be quite difficult and I have to make a leave. That's what my decision, right, that day. And then Terere starting his own team, and it was my idol, right? I was looking at this guy, since I started Jiu-Jitsu in magazines, and he came to me saying, I'm starting my team, which is like TT. And I would like you to come over and stay 1 week with us, see if you how the training goes, and then see if you wanna, continue, right, in Jiu-Jitsu, or if you wanna compete for us. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, I think, I got the opportunity of my life. I think I wanna stick with Jiu-Jitsu, I wanna become a world champion. I know that, Mom. If I train hard and I dedicate myself the way I was doing before, I know I can become a world champion, Mom. I closed my bakery and I went right to São Paulo to train. It's a lot of doubts. Of course, I doubted myself a couple of times because I had to save and I have to pay, a child support as well. And in Brazil, is the only thing can go to jail if you don't pay the child support. If I was supposed to pay, the full, and I would pay half just because I was running out of money. I went to talk to the judge, and the judge said, listen, since you don't have the job, we're going to reduce. But as soon as you get the job, you have to, start paying on the full again. 2005, that's when I got my black belt, right? I got my black belt, and it was almost 1 week before one of the important competition we had in São Paulo, which they would pay money. I was supposed to compete as a brown belt, which is I would get this day $800. I went as a black belt, right? And I was about to say, I was ready to compete as a brown belt, but I don't think as a black belt. They gave me my black belt already, so I think I'm ready. And I started making my mind, I'm ready. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make it. So I was supposed to get 800, and I got 5 grand, which helped me big time. Because the price for brown belt is 800 reais, and then for the black belts, 5,000. I went there, I won that competition, big competition. I got 5 grand. That started changing my whole life. From that moment, that's when I say, oh, look at this. Because everybody started calling me, a seminar here, and I went to Japan, and I say, oh, wait a second, it's changed my life. It's gonna change more lives as well, which is my son as well. That's, I started making plans because I was telling him before, I said, Kennedy, if you believe in myself, and then if I make it, you're going to make it as well, but you have to believe in myself. I won this competition, I went to Japan, and then in 2006, I won the IBJJF World Championship as well. That's when we're going to transition to the United States. I got an invitation to do a seminar in Atlanta, Georgia, right, the headquarters of Alliance. We did a seminar over there with Fabio, Marcelo Garcia, Jacaré, and I. After the seminar, Jacaré, he approached me saying, Cobbrinha, I would like to offer you a job. Maybe you can come over and then start teaching over here. You want to contract me? I'm in. I decided I had two options, going back to Brazil or open my own school. I decided to move to California and open my own school. After like 2 years, that's when I went to Kennedy and said, Kennedy, now I'm ready. You can come over and you can live with me if you want to. And then Kennedy came, and then he stayed with me with 3 months, 4 months, and then he said, oh, Daddy, I wanna try. I wanna put the gi. I wanna try. I say, it's up to you, but I don't think, maybe it's not for you. I was just teasing him, right? Maybe it's not for you, because I know as soon as you put the gi on, you're not gonna take the gi off. You don't want to take the gi off anymore, right? Because it's not just a sport, right? I started learning more Jiu-Jitsu. It's a lifestyle. After that, Kennedy competing as Pan Ams and win. They started working hard, and we changed a lot of things, and they became world champions. And then now he's competing as a brown belt, first time ever at the Worlds. This kid, for me, it's very super proud to talking about him, because the way he has been working, the thing he has been living right behind, right, to achieve his dream. It's fascinating to see, and it's a beautiful story as well. That's the reason why I'm mentioning, not just because of my son, because I have a lot of my students over here. Because again, sometimes they come to me and say, Cobbrinha, I really want to be a champion. And the same recipes I gave to him, I gave to everybody over here. But who's willing? The people say, I want to really do this. I want to be a champion. But it's a lot of things, not sacrifice, because you really want. I don't consider that a sacrifice when you made your mind already. You decided what you want. I want to be a champion. I want to do this, that. But I really want to commit. And then I give the recipe. Here are the recipes. And then sometimes they do for 1 month. They do for 2 months. They don't understand there's a consistency. Right? They don't keep the consistency. They just do for 3 months, or they do for a year. Maybe they do for a year. And then when they get over there, they think, oh, that's my time. And then most of the time, when we think it's our time, it's not gonna happen. And we're going to do next. And most of them, what they do, they say, oh, it's not for me. They quit, right? They quit because they think sometimes we're spoiled. And sometimes we want to get the thing, the time we want. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And then having him on my side, he faced a lot of setbacks in his life, like I did, like all of us would do. We will continue. But how we deal with the setbacks? How? We're going to give up. We're going to maintain the consistency. What are we going to do? We're going to back up. We're going to give up on our dreams? No. With him, I'm next to him all the time saying, no, Ken, it's okay. I've been there before. I have lost as well in my life, right? It's okay. It's not your time right now. It's okay. Just keep working on it. Just keep working on it, right? But unfortunately, with all my students, what I have over here, it's few hours with them. I tell them, right, the same thing. That's how we face setbacks. But with them, it's constantly, right? We train together, we eat together, we go home, we spend time together. I'm telling him, because sometimes, hey, Dad, I don't know. Sure, it's Kennedy. It happened to me. It's gonna happen to you. It's gonna happen to all of us. It's how we manage it, how we manage our setbacks. But you have to have patience, because things are not going to happen the time we want. Consistency, maintain the consistency in action, keep moving forward. That's, always I tell my students and tell my son every time. I learned a lot of things, a lot of recipes and bakery, which is like, it's applicable for what I have been doing to this day in Jiu-Jitsu, but also vice versa. What I have been learning with this, with Jiu-Jitsu, solve our problems, which is like we get caught in some positions. With the time, right, we'll figure it out and then we'll solve that problem. And then sometimes we can't solve because you get caught in this position and then we can't fix that problem. In that moment, what do? We tap, we move on. And that's the same thing we do in life. Life is exactly the same. We have a lot of problems, and then problems gonna appear in front of us, gonna load on your shoulders, and then what we do, little by little, solve one at a time. That's what we learn over here in Jiu-Jitsu as well. If you try to solve 2 problems or 3 problems at a time, you're going to be in trouble. If it's fixable, we go ahead and fix. It's not fixable, we move on. Cobrynya's biggest fear, I want to live, my biggest fear is one day to die. I want to live forever. You know, I love this lifestyle, what I do. I have a passion for what I do, and I want to just be healthy. That's my fear. I want to just, be healthy and do what I do every day, because being here, I feel like I'm alive. The message I would love to leave to people is that never give up on your dreams. Doubt, well, all of us, we have doubts in life, and then I still have, I have doubts in my life, but it lasts for a minute or 2 minutes, so done. Cobrynya's definition of success is very simple. Patience is the key, right? Consistency, it's gonna take you to the next level, right? And action. Don't just be patient and stay relaxed. No, patient, right? But keep moving forward. Keep working right towards your dream, and sooner or later it's gonna come. I have many titles on my career, right? But I was missing one. Every 2 years this competition happens, right? And I went the first year, it was the EDCC. I went the first year, I lost in the final. I didn't give up. I said, you know what? Another 2 years, it's like 4 years, right? Don't lose the math, 4 years. I went there again. I trained super hard, and I got there. I went all the way through, final again. And guess what? I didn't make it. And it was the only title I wanna make it. The only one I wanna get it. And then I say, no, hold on, wait. Patience, not my time. It's okay, I'm gonna keep working through. But I doubted myself as well, which is like my friends and then some of the coaches were saying, Cobrynya, look at the school you have. Why are you gonna keep doing this? You're succeed already. So you have your titles, have your school, you have your students, just keep teaching. I don't want to say that, but you're getting old. I say, oh, wait. It was 2013 over there in China, and guess what? I was training hard. I went all the way to the final. Boom, we fought for 45 minutes in the final. I won, my first one. Can you imagine, if I let others, direct my life? I would not win that. I would not have that. 2015, I went back to Brazil, and I got it my second time. And this year, 2017, is going to be in Finland. I'm going back again, and let's go for the third one. Right, 6 years to get the first one, 8 years to the second one. It's a lot of dedication, right? And people think, in 1 year, 2 years, I'm gonna succeed, and then that's when they quit. They're about to succeed, but they don't succeed because they quit, because they think it's not for them, because they just try, sometimes we get spoiled in life. We want the time we want. And one message I wanted to leave to everybody, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So work hard, keep working, and then again, always remember the patient, consistent action. So you have to have these three combinations to succeed. Because again, at a point of your life, you have to say, listen, no, it's okay. I gotta keep working on it, sooner or later it's going to happen.